It's late, I'm tired. It's been a very long day, and I really hope I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight, but I'm not so sure because when I'm so excited and when I've been overwhelmed the whole day, multitasking, a lot of stuff, running here and there, I just cannot sleep. I lie in the bed and I look at the ceiling and I'm waiting and waiting, but sleep doesn't come. So, if you're like me, well, you want to listen to today's episode because I'm gonna talk about a small secret I have and a very interesting fact about sleep. I'm EGR and this is L-Theanin. All right, so today I want to share with you my secret on sleeping and staying asleep until the morning. First, though, I want to give you a small fact that will change your perspective on how you see sleep and also motivate you on actually sleeping better and committing to those actions that lead to better sleep. Let me start with this. Yes, it's a book. Of course, I like to base everything I do on science. So, this is a book you don't have to know or to read, but I will link it. If you're interested in knowing more, you can always check it out. And if you like it, also read it. The fact I want to give you comes from the introduction of this book, and it is about why we actually started to sleep so many hours first and how we got to go into longer REM cycles, which, by the way, are those cycles that allow us to have better cognitive functions. When we were animals and sleeping on trees, we were doing that in order to protect us, because otherwise, other animals would eat us. What happened is that sleeping on a tree does not allow you to be in a REM mode for too long because your body paralyzes itself, and so you would fall from the tree. That's why we were sleeping a little bit, like dogs. They hear a sound and they wake up immediately and they are reactive, so they can somehow save themselves if there's a danger. Then we discover fire. Fire allowed us to go to the ground, sleep around the fire, so other animals will be actually scared about it. And this allowed us to sleep many hours in a row and on top to go into REM mode for deeper sleep and longer time. What happens next is that we become smarter. I'm not joking. We actually evolved to the Homo sapiens we are today because we were able to sleep more and our brains were able to process more information in a better way so that our cognitive functions allowed us to support the evolution for becoming Homo sapiens. I told you this because sometimes everybody talks about how good sleep is and how you should push yourself to sleep more and having a better sleep quality. But not knowing how this actually affected your evolution doesn't really help. So that's why I think it's important for you to know this. All right. Now let's go into how to actually sleep if you cannot sleep. First, I want to say it could be that what I am suggesting doesn't work for you. It could also be you're allergic or you have some adverse reactions. So you always have to check with your doctor. Do your own research. Try to base your choices on science, not only on what I say, because it's subjective, right? It's just a subjective experience, what I have. But I also gave this advice to other people. They tried and it works for them as well. First of all, there is a distinction I have to make. There are some products that I will show you that are already produced by your body. If you take too much of those products, your body stops creating it. So you have to pay attention. It's not like you're going to major issues, at least not for what I've seen and not for what I've read and heard, but it's important to pay attention to that. And then there is other products. There are actually herbs, things that we can find in plants, and that can actually help us to get asleep. All right, first product is this GABA. GABA is just an acronym for gamma aminobutyric acid. It's a neurotransmitter that helps improve sleep quality by calming the nervous system. So it reduces neural excitability, which means if you are all over the place and your brain is thinking too many thoughts at the same time, especially when you are lying in the bed and trying to sleep, this happens so much to me. Well, GABA will help you to decrease this kind of brain activity. Then I have Melisse. Melisse is also called lemon balm, and this is actually an herb, and it reduces anxiety, improves sleep, and you can combine it with other herbs as well. So, as I said, I take the arsenal together of drugs, but you can also take them one by one. Maybe just one, it's effective. Maybe you need to mix two, three more. What it's important is that you test slowly and you see the reaction of your body. Then we have an interesting one, which I want to introduce you because I absolutely didn't know about this. It's L-Theanin. And as you can hear from the name theanine, it's actually coming from tea. It's an amino acid which is found in tea leaves and promotes relaxation, improving sleep quality. So, for your information, amino acids build tissue, synthesize hormones, and support immune functions. It's really interesting because I thought, well, if it's found in tea leaves, it must be, something that excites your body, not that gives you relaxation. But I did some research and it's found in tea leaves along with caffeine. And it actually counterbalanced the stimulating effects of caffeine, which is a breakthrough for me because I actually love drinking Chinese green tea and I order it directly from the source. I don't drink this Western tea bags thingy, which is super old and gives me acid reflux. And I found tea even stronger than coffee. It's just different. You know, the real difference, like the coffee gives you a spike very fast and then it goes down very fast and it stays up for just less time than tea. Tea takes much time to go up, then it stays up for longer, and then it takes also more time to go down. Actually, if you do a little bit of research, you will read that monks used to drink very strong tea, maybe not green tea. There are different type of teas. For example, it's called red tea, which is the black tea that we know with the name black, but it's actually called red. And it's very strong, very, very strong. It can keep you waking up the whole night, believe me. It's nothing like the Western tea bags. So, what I'm really interested in seeing is that this counterbalance actually helps me to not get too tired when I'm drinking tea all day long compared to when I'm drinking coffee all day long. All right, then we come to melatonin. Melatonin, this is an hormone. You already have this in your body. So it regulates the sleep wake cycles. It's useful for adjusting the sleep patterns. In fact, I remember the first time my doctor introduced me to melatonin was when years ago I went there and he said, well, just take it for 1 week. So you take it for 1 week every day. And then basically your body will adjust by itself and you don't need it anymore. The reason is because if you take it every day, your body stops to produce melatonin, which is not good because then you will have issues. I tried to take melatonin every day for more than 1 month. It was a very stressful period. And, when you get used, also, it's a habit. You take the pill, you want to sleep. What happened is like at some point I was feeling not hungry anymore. I felt nauseated. It was very weird. And I didn't know why it was happening. Then I thought, well, I'm taking melatonin every day. So I researched a little bit and this was one side effect. Nothing happened. Like I just stopped using it maybe slowly. I don't remember. I still take it once in a while, but it was okay. It's not like you're taking away one of those drugs that then destroy your psyche or your habits, whatever. But it's important to not abuse it. All right. Then something else I want to show you, it's magnesium. This is 500 milligrams. Um, Magnesium, it's a mineral. And why I take magnesium? Well, I do have a lot of muscle pain, so I try to decrease it with magnesium, but it's also good for improving sleep quality. You don't have to take in every single night, but most nights it can actually help because it supports nerve and muscle function. So think about it, but also take like I take the 500 dosage because sometimes it's too little. It's also not helping. You really need to make sure that the dosage is correct. Last one I want to show you is Valerian Root. It's 700 milligrams and it's pretty strong. I think you can start with much less, like 500, or maybe you find 200, 300 milligrams. I'm very used to it, so 700 I have mixed with everything, doesn't always knock me out, but you don't have to start strong, absolutely. This helps you reducing the time to fall asleep, and it actually enhances the sleep quality. So I remember the first times it would really knock me out completely, just even the Valerian root. I didn't need to mix anything up. Um, so it's good. And it actually increases the levels of GABA. So you see, when you mix GABA with valerian root, you're actually supporting the two supplements. And all the things I showed you are actually taken together for this reason, because they support each other into making the correct effect. So as I said, this is something you take together, but you don't have to. So you can try. You can try with one, you can try with two, and see whatever works best for you. I remember I searched these products because I was reading a book from Dr. Amen. I will link also that book. I don't have it here, but it's really good. He wrote a lot of books. He's a neuroscientist. No, I think he's a psychiatrist. But he worked a lot with brains and he scanned a lot of brains. He studied the ways how you can actually support different type of brains to achieve different goals. And one of the goals for me was to actually decrease the brain activity because I'm restless and I need to sleep so I can support my restlessness during the day. He sells on his website um, one product which actually has all these products I show you together. It's much more expensive. So you can buy that and it's ready made, or you can search the quantities, how much it should be, because that is also important that you do not exceed what's the daily dosage for an adult. For melatonin, I heard many people saying, well, I take melatonin or I take this mix and it doesn't work. It's useless. Yes, because you're not taking pure melatonin. So this is 1 milligram. It's already much more than what you find. And it was not easy for me to find this specific product. I have to research a lot, really a lot. And the reason is because, guys, it's cheaper for companies to create one pill with all these names together and sell it for an expensive price when you're not actually getting the good amount of product. If you buy this, is definitely more expensive than others, but if I count the amount of milligrams that they give you in that specific product, they will give you so little melatonin, so they actually make the product in a cheaper way, but then they will sell it to you in a much more expensive price. Okay, so to wrap it up, what should you do? Well, I will write exactly how much I have of each product and you can check it out. do your own research. I always encourage people to do their own research because some things could work for me, could not work for you. Maybe you have to leave out one piece of the puzzle. But it's also good because if you don't buy the product finished and you just get like one piece of each, then you can actually make sure that you're giving yourself the correct mix of products. Okay, it's all for today. I hope you will have a restful sleep. I hope I will be able to sleep. In fact, I think I should take one of them. My headache is getting worse and worse, so it's time to go. Thank you very much for today and see you soon.